because there's three topics that we're going to talk on. I can only actually say one of them, which is Memento Mori. I can't say the other two.
With that.
Can we start with that and then kind of
Yeah.
move on
Right.
to it?
Do you know what it is? I was looking for my coin. I told you before we went live. So I've got like everyone watching, I've got loads of coins, which are like daily Stoic medallions. And I have a Memento Mori coin, which I have misplaced today. So unfortunately, we're not going to say that. But Memento Mori is a Latin phrase and it means remember you will die. So it's an exercise in which you contemplate your own mortality. And I know this might sound really grim to people, but it's not meant to be like just pessimistic and morbid and negative. You actually can find value from contemplating your mortality. So I've got some quotes here, which are from Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus, which are about Memento Mori. So it says, this is from Seneca, let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of our life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. The one who puts the finishing touches on their life each day is never short of time. So by really thinking about the fact that you will die, and I find it so amazing that like, it's the most certain uncertainty. Like when we don't know how we're going to die. We don't know when we're going to die.
But we will.
Yeah, but we're gonna die, and so many people just like put it off and don't think about it, and it is really scary. Like we're like humans are self-preservation. We want to survive, but we will die. And Seneca talks about here, let us postpone nothing. So one of the benefits is that it allows you to realize that life's fleeting, and it just allows you to really prioritize what matters to you. So like, obviously, like it's sad to think about your family members dying. It's really upsetting, but it allows you to treat them better. You have them here right now. So like, I think I use an example in one of my other interviews. If you're having an argument with your wife or whatever it may be, or I'm having an argument with my partner, just imagine for a moment that you will die or they will die. So how do you choose to respond to that? Are you going to continue the argument, say it's something petty or whatever? Or you could just like say, I love you and this is a waste of our time and we should just like enjoy each other's company and so on. So it allows you to prioritize what matters, but also like, I used to be such a stress head. I'm still a bit of a stress head, but I used to be such a stress head. So if you think of a problem that you're dealing with in the face of death, it really becomes quite trivial. Like it's pointless. So that's another benefit of it.
I think just before you move on, like we even joked because the last interview I did, my camera froze and it wasn't ideal, I'll be honest. But let's face it, it's a first world problem. Oh no, this live stream podcast thing, who cares? Nobody even watch. But the point is, like, we often do worry about stuff, or I worry about, are my clients happy, or what time am I going to be home for tea? And my point is just small stuff that we worry about when actually in the grand scheme of things it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just really meaningless.
So it's quite freeing in a way. But I'm totally with you that, especially after having closely family members die, it means that the time that I do get to spend with the others, I actually appreciate a lot more because I know it's going to happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely. So I've lost a lot of family members. Like from when I was 11, I lost my dad, and that was like my sole carer. So obviously, like mortality, I got to grips with quite quickly. So I think that, I don't know if that makes me be able to like handle this principle a bit better, to think about it. But it really does, like the people that I love in my life, I'm going to give them my full attention, because now is now, and the future they might not be here. Tomorrow we might not be here. So just the fact that people are watching this video right now, it might just be something that you do all the time. You might just watch YouTube videos and not even think about how lucky you are that you woke up this morning and got to have this day. Like, it's a wonderful thing. So there's another quote by Marcus Aurelius, and this is actually the quote that's on the back of my coin, which I kind of find. So you could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think. So this reminds you to be a good person and live virtuously. So for the Stoics, obviously that's massively important. And Marcus Aurelius here is saying, like, just remember that any second you could go. So now is your time to like live life to the full. And this is from Epictetus. Keep Keep death and exile before your eyes each day, along with everything that seems terrible by doing so. You'll never have a base thought, nor will you have excess desire. So what we were just talking about there, like all of the things that you think really, well, that bother you are really meaningless in the face of death. It's pointless. And I was reading a really good article by there's a person online called the Irish Stoic. He shares awesome content, and I was reading an article all about Memento Mori, which he wrote. And there was a quote from Steve Jobs in it, and I thought it was awesome, so I thought I'd share it. Remembering I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in my life. Things just fall away in the face of death. So that's what Steve Jobs said, and it's really, really true. Like it helps you just step back and see things clearly.
That was from his famous, it was the Harvard graduation speech.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he'd already, suffered and then recovered from cancer once. And obviously he died after that. But it makes a really valid point that, we're all only here for a certain amount of time. And actually, I was talking to someone recently, and we're talking about trying to be a perfectionist and just trying to just do the best we can with stuff. But it's almost, I think, when, I would prefer to try my best and fail than half-arse it. But likewise, I don't, so at some point I will die, or I'll be on my deathbed. I just want to be able to know, I did my best. And that's the one thing for me that I just, anyway, sorry.
That is the most important thing. It's like, so I just want to get, like, I don't believe in perfectionism. It's not real. There's no such thing as perfect. I mean, your perfect is different from my perfect. And it's about giving it your best shot. So I, each week, contemplate my mortality. I have this, which stares us in the face, like it's eye level while I do work. And it's just really good to keep that in mind. So that's one of the principles that you can use to really live your life to the fullest, appreciate the people in it, and not take anything for granted, because tomorrow isn't a given, but right now you're here, so really utilize it. So it's one of my favorites. It's really good.